Let me start off by saying that this is the second time that I'm recording this video because Photo Booth screwed up the first time and like none of my words match my picture as I talk. So it just kind of like looks like one of those like awkward like Chinese dubbed videos. I don't like it, so I'm redoing it. Anyway, big news to start off with. My blog broke 700 followers this weekend, and I think that's awesome. I'm so excited that y'all follow me and that you care about things that I have to say, I guess, and that you feel comfortable asking me questions. So thank you so much. I'm so excited to continue this journey with y'all. And I guess with that being said, let's get started. So I know I promised this video like a week and a half ago. I'm sorry. I suck. I know I do. It's whatever. Anyway, this is going to be about the AMCAS cycle. And I'm going to try to keep this vlog shorter than my last one. I know my last one was like 15 minutes long, and that's a little bit lengthy for these. So the cycle kind of goes like this. In the spring of your junior year, which is your third year at university for us, if you're like from the UK, or wherever else. I know you guys go by like numbers. So junior year, third year of college / university. Take your medical college like admission test or something like that. I don't, just call it the MCAT. So you take your MCAT in the spring. That way you know whether or not you need to take it again in like the summer or fall to improve your score. And then in May, AMCAS, which is the application like website, opens so you can start putting in your information online. And the primary application is made up of a few components like identifying information, work / extracurricular activities, letters of recommendation, personal statement, and like your grades. So all of that stuff is what goes into your primary application. Once your primary application is submitted, you get to fill out secondary applications. Yay! It's a bunch more essays. So, and sometimes you have to like send in like a headshot. They're like, we want to know what you look like. So you're like, okay, whatever. So literally the day after my AMCAS application was verified, by the way, it takes like forever to verify because they're going through, you know, tens of thousands of applications and making sure that you didn't screw up your grades on it. You start receiving, like literally the next day after I was verified, I started receiving like 15 secondary applications in that one day. It was super overwhelming. And then you fill out your secondary applications, and the admission committees start to review those secondaries and those primaries. Some schools will screen their primaries before they send out secondaries, but not many of them anymore. Usually everyone will send you a secondary. So once your secondary is completed and reviewed, that is when schools start interviewing. So interviews last from fall to like the following spring. So this fall, like they'll start in September, October, November. Some schools start as early as August, which is why you want to have your application finished by June 1st and hit submit. If you take nothing else away from this, take away the fact that you should not turn in your primary application any later than like August 1st. To be on the safe side, don't turn it in past July 1st. Like, the earlier you get your primary application in, the sooner you can start filling out secondaries. The sooner you start filling out secondaries, the sooner admission committees will start looking at you. Which means you will have fewer people to compete with, and your chances of getting an interview go up a lot. Therefore, your chances of getting in go up a lot. Be one of those people that on June 1st has everything done and hits the submit button and you're golden. Alright, like I can almost guarantee, unless you just suck, which I shouldn't say that in a video, but really, you should get in. If you are one of the first people to submit an application, your chances are so much higher of getting in. Anyway, interviews usually last, most of them occur in the fall. Not as many in the spring. Most of them are in the fall. So, some schools have rolling admissions, like they'll let you know throughout the year where you stand. Like, you were interviewed October 27th. Great. November 14th, you get an acceptance letter. Some schools keep all of the acceptances like a secret until sometime in December, and then they let all of the people that interviewed in the fall know whether or not they were accepted, rejected, or deferred. And then they'll have like a second day where in the spring, like in February, where they send out whether or not you were accepted, rejected, or waitlisted. And if you've been on here for a while, you know that I was deferred in December, and then I had to wait until February, and I was accepted in February. So if you're deferred, it's not the end of the world. You can totally still get into medical school. I did. You can. I believe in you. So don't give up. Anyway, that's kind of how that whole thing works. So MCAT, primaries, secondaries, interviews, acceptance. Yay, acceptance. And then school usually starts, my orientation, sorry, my finger popped, starts August 18th. Some schools start in July. It really just depends on the school. So that is that as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to talk for a few minutes about the AMCAS application itself, so your primary application. This can be kind of confusing. Some of it's really straightforward, like what's your name, what's your birthday, what's your social security number, are you a dependent, like how many siblings do you have, what's your mom's job, what's your dad's job, what's your income, blah, 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 blah. The hardest parts to fill out are probably the transcript section and the extracurricular activity section. So transcript section, get an official transcript from your college. Do it. It'll make this so much easier for you. Literally enter everything onto AMCAS identically as it's entered on your transcript. Like word for word, what the class was called, what your grade was, all that. They have instructions for if you took AP classes or CLEP tests. Every year AMCAS releases an instruction manual in PDF form. And every year the application is tweaked a little bit. So your guys' applications for 2015 probably look a little bit different than my application did for 2014. They want to make it, like they're just making it as straightforward as possible for you. And you know, like, just go through your transcript, input everything, and you should be fine. It didn't, like, the less that you have to change, or that they have to send back for you to change on your primary application, means the sooner you can get your application in. Sorry. So, do that. Be very diligent and a perfectionist when it comes to that. The hardest part for me, it wasn't the personal statement or any of that. It was getting in like my work experience and my extracurriculars and all of that. So you can submit up to like 15 things, and they can be publications, they can be a job, they can be a club, it can be a scholarship, it can be honors, but you get to pick like 15 things that you want the admission committee to know about you. And it'll have things like the duration. So if it's like volunteer experience or shadowing, it'll be like, what like time frame did you do this in? And then they ask for hours. So if you are volunteering or shadowing, you need to keep a private log of your hours. I kept one on my phone. If a notebook works better for you or whatever, keep track of your volunteer hours and your shadowing hours, because they will ask you on your application, how many hours did you do for this? Or it can even be like working for an organization on campus. I put in how many hours I devoted to my sorority. Considering I lived in the house for 2 years, it was a lot of hours. I was there a lot. I didn't put all that. I usually just incorporated like how much time it took me to do like my officer stuff and my exec stuff. Go to meetings and all of that. So I really just like came up with like a guesstimate of how much time I spent on like per week, and then I multiplied it by like 52. So that's one of the ways that you can do that. But yeah, so they have stuff for activities, clubs, shadowing, volunteer work. It's all there. You get to pick 15. From that 15, you pick a top 3. And those are like your most important experiences. And then you get like 700 characters to write about why that was important to you. So I picked my experience with the Union Programming Board at OU and how I was able to start a new event on campus that it was called the Mr. OU pageant, and we raised money to support the Movember movement, which raises awareness for prostate cancer and testicular cancer and like men's health and stuff like that. So that was something that I got to do there that was really important to me, just to like increase health awareness on my campus, and it was something that I could do that was unique and had never been done before, and that was one of the really important experiences to me. So that's one of the essays that you have to write. But like I said, it's short, so it's not like super bad. Just make sure like that you go through the instruction manual, because they'll tell you what they're looking for. That's the first place to go if you have any questions. I like sat and I had my application on one side of the screen and I had the instruction manual on the other. And that was the easiest way for me to go through it and find all the answers to my questions. I guess I can talk about secondary applications real fast, since this video hasn't been as long as my last video yet, which is good because my last one was like 15 minutes long. Anyway, secondary applications, the schools have their own essay questions that they send you. So each school wants to know something different. A lot of them want to know the same things, like what's a hardship that you've overcome, and how did you overcome it, and how did those skills that you developed overcoming it, how will those help you in the medical profession, or how would you contribute to the diversity of this campus? I had to reach for that one, clearly. Look at me. Anyway, I use stuff like my study abroad experience. Like, that's not something that everyone does. It gave me a new perspective on, like, how big the world is and blah, 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 blah. Or my background in studying classical Greek has helped me form these problem-solving skills that are diverse and different from other students. Because medical schools are interested in having diverse classes because, if you haven't noticed yet, people are different and we all connect differently to other people. And one of the best ways that medical schools can ensure that patients will feel comfortable with a doctor out there is to employ a lot of different types of doctors. So that's that. Secondary applications, eventually you can start using kind of the same one over and over and just tweak it for the individual school. That's what I ended up doing a little bit. So that's the cycle in a nutshell. Just be you. And I'm not going to say have fun because it's really not fun. It kind of sucks and there's a lot of waiting. It's like hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, wait. Hurry up, wait. Wait. Not a fan. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Have an awesome day. Good luck to all of you applicants this year. I know you're going to kill it. And I want to know whether or not you get in. So as you find out, let me know. And I'll be excited and I'll party with you and we can pop champagne and all of that fun stuff. So I will see y'all for my next vlog. I have no idea what it's going to be about, so leave me recommendations in my ask. Remember to follow me on premed-princess.tumblr.com and to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Thanks!